Tired of riding your bike with your left shoe looking like this? Would you rather ride your bike with beautiful white shoes like this? Stick with me, guys. I'll show you how you can wear those beautiful white shoes without marking them up on your bike. What's up, everyone? It's Story the Kid. Welcome back to the Amateur Venture. That's right, if you haven't guessed it already, today we're going to talk about the shift lever. That's the reason why it's scuffing up your white shoes. So I'm going to show you how to install a heel shifter. Stay tuned. So I bought this kit right from Harley-Davidson. There's the part number. I'm pretty sure probably I would have gotten a better deal if I bought a different kit, aftermarket kit. But anyway, I wanted to look factory with the toe shifter. But anyway, so this is what you need here to put together your heel shifter. There's your peg there, or the rubber piece with the screw, and you screw it into the arm there. And that's your spacer that you're going to need to remove that spacer there. And all you need for this whole project is a 1/4 inch Allen key and a 3/16. So as you guessed it, the first part of this project is you have to remove your toe shifter. And using your 3/16 Allen key, you're going to remove this bolt. And just remember that there is a nut underneath it here, so make sure to catch that. Obviously, you'll be reusing that hardware. So the first bolt came out very uneventful, and pretty much just came right out. Notice how, before you take this off, see how flush it is against the shaft of the shifter here? That's very important to note. I'll show you later on why that's important. And also, when you take the bolt out and the nut underneath, I always just put them together. That way I won't lose it, because obviously I gotta reuse that later on. I'll just put it beside the next one that's gonna go on. And yeah, and now all you gotta do is you just gotta wiggle this and it'll come right off, and move on to the next step. So as stated, I'm just gonna grab the shifter here and I'm just gonna wiggle, 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 and there you go. It just came off. Remember that we took the bolt out from over here. And I was saying before how it's very important to see how it lines up, and this being flush. And the reason for that is this bolt here that we took out of the top of the shifter, it sits itself right in this groove here. You see that groove there? So when it's flush, the screw sits in that groove. And if you don't have it perfectly aligned and it doesn't sit in there, it will start to eat away. I see the teeth here on the shaft. So if I pull the spacer off, now our toe shifter will be mounted to the first one, and our heel shifter will mount to the second one. And again, the reason why everything's got to be flush is so that when the screw goes into it, it sits in the groove and it doesn't eat away at your teeth. Okay, so now the next step, so we saw me take off the first spacer, and now the second spacer, as you can see, it's a little shorter. So that's the one that we're going to use. Just shove that in there, and yeah, on to the next step. Next step's pretty simple. Going to assemble the heel shifter, and you got 3 parts to deal with: bolt, the rubber step that you're actually going to use, so you're going to step on with your heel, and obviously on the lever. When you're going to put the bolt in, this is the stock rubber piece. You see how there's like a little indent there, so the screw or the bolt could sit in there nice and flush. You can see the other side doesn't have it, so obviously you put the bolt in from there. And when you put it in that way, if you look at the stock one, the toe shifter, again, see how it's inserted there, and the back's pretty flush. So I'll go ahead and do that now. 1/4 inch Allen key, and just like I said, looks pretty flush, just like the toe side. Okay, now the next step is going to be putting it back onto the shaft here. So again, we put in our spacer that came with the kit, which is shorter than the first spacer. And now what we'll do is the toe shifter goes in first. We'll put that in there. And again, it should just shove right in, see that? And take note of where it was before, the height of it. So again, whatever height you had it at before, try to hopefully put it back at the same angle, or as long as you've marked it before, you can put it back. Obviously you can play back and forth with it. I haven't put the bolt back in yet because we got to make sure that our spacing is going to be flush again. So if you look at the back here, make sure that this is nice and flush against the bike. And this is flush. And before you put the bolt in to tie it down, you put in the heel shifter on. I'm gonna do that now. So we're at this part here now. I've got toe shifter on, I've got the heel shifter on. No bolts are in yet. And see how everything's pushed in tight against the bike, and here we're back to being flush again. For the height of the heel shifter, it's all personal preference again, of whatever you like. Just make sure that when it's on, and obviously you're gonna press this down to upshift, you gotta make sure you have enough clearance that when you press on this, it's not gonna hit against the floorboard, right? So look at mine here, perfect, right? Right? Shifting, it's not touching. Perfect. And that's it. And because this is flush, you go ahead and put your bolts in and we're done. Well, there you have it, folks. You got your toe and your heel shifter securely mounted to the bike. Let's give it a try. Eh? Downshift, upshift. Look at that. Those shoes, perfectly white. Well, there you have it, folks. Heel shifter mounted onto the bike. I hope you like what you see here. If you do, please hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, happy wrenching.